Alright guys, we are now a little way into 2025, and I thought, before it gets any later in the year, now would be a good time to do a full system test on the ADT Safewatch Pro system. And here is the system. Now you may be like, Kemp, nothing has changed at all on there. And you would be absolutely right. Because I just haven't changed anything. I honestly really haven't done much work on it. In fact, it hasn't even been on. I literally, before shooting this video, probably about 5 minutes before, just now plugged it in for the first time in probably several months. So, I just leave it like it is. It works. It works great. Works fine. I just really haven't felt the need to change anything. I like how it works. I call it my security system demonstration board for a reason. I guess that could have multiple interpretations. Like, you might be like, well, then why aren't you switching out devices to demonstrate more things? But it's mainly just kind of nice to show. I just love how it looks, love how just all the devices are. It just looks good, and I like showing it off to people who come over here, and I just think it's a good look when people come over here. So yeah, it has been a while since we've tested this, so I figured we would go ahead and do that. And chances are there are some of y'all who have never seen this system tested before. Y'all have come to the channel since then, so y'all will get to see it. A few notes: no battery backup in here, although we will do a test with the lights off, just to because I think that's kind of cool. Obviously it's not monitored. The siren isn't on just because this is a little room. So, but one thing I think that makes that unique though is it's literally just the piezo's on these 3 keypads. Why I think that is unique is because I'm probably one of the only YouTubers that does these types of videos that literally just has the piezo's. Everyone else always has some type of external siren. Understandably, like everyone else who makes these videos, it seems like has some type of external sounder. I think it's cool just having the piezo's, and in this room, trust me, having these going all at once, even that's loud. I mean, for this room, it is like it makes plenty of noise. Trust me, especially this keypad. This one. These keypads, these Honeywell 6150s, the piezo's on these things are so loud, like even compared to these. So we'll go ahead and jump in and we will go over devices. We'll start off here at the main panel. And so let's go ahead and take a look inside the brains of the system. One warning though, it is pretty messy in here. To get in here, it takes an Ademco key. Focus. So we can go ahead and use that. And again, I was not kidding when I said it was a mess. It literally is a mess in here. I know you're probably wondering, like, Kemp, why did you wire it this way? Well, I honestly don't know why I did. That was in the past. I don't know why I didn't use, like, for instance, going to the keypads, like keypad wire, like the 4-conductor wire. I don't know why I felt the need to run 4 individual strands, but I don't know why I use such thick wire. And like going to the pull stations, again, I don't know why I didn't use something like 4-conductor wire instead of like running 2 wires. But anyway, and then this zone list right here does not apply to the system as it is now. This is from the house when where it was originally installed, and I don't know what this number is. I assume that's the monitoring center. Don't prank call that number, please. Which, speaking of which, big thank you to my cousins where this was installed for this system. Thank y'all so much. If y'all are watching this, thanks. Let's talk about what all they gave me. They gave me this panel, this keypad, this box, which obviously isn't hooked up. I just have it on here just because it makes the board more complete. I might hook it up to do something, like maybe at least have the lights on. But and that's another note. I promise, my last note. I do plan here in 2025 to put more work into the system. And of course, that'll involve cleaning up this panel some. I plan to do a lot more work on this system and try and get it more realistic, more just work better, and make some improvements. Maybe get this hooked up and get some type of little monitoring thing hooked up, maybe. DIY something there. So again, this is our main board right here. This is I guess the RF board right here. It's not hooked up. Oh, and they also gave me my cousin's 2 smoke detectors, which is awesome, and that I definitely want to get those hooked up. One is broken. The little door won't stay closed, but other than that, the other one works fine. They gave me 2 of them, and honestly, I would have had it hooked up before now, but the piece for the smoke detectors is missing. The little part that goes on here. I didn't get it with the panel. It's nowhere. I don't have it anywhere. So I'm gonna have to find a way to get that piece, the connector that goes on there, and then I'll be able to do the smoke detectors. Because as you can see, it's called an 8-pin connector, and you have to have that for smoke detectors. They don't wire like a zone, even like these fire zones. It's different. So yeah, that is in here. There's some of the resistors. I forget what size it takes. 2,000 ohms, I think. Here's the whole wiring schematic. It may look complicated. I definitely made it look complicated. Overly complicated with these wires. It's not really. In fact, I'd say if you have any interest in... My neck just popped real loud. Did y'all hear that? If y'all have any interest in electrical or wiring or anything like that, even the slightest interest in electrical or doing something electrical related, I'd recommend one of these. One, it's pretty reasonably priced to get a board like this, and you don't have to get a brand new one either. You can get a used one because you can just reset it and get it a whole lot cheaper than a new one. So that's the board. On the front here, we have this Resco. They just rebranded this Honeywell 6150. They literally stuck a sticker over the Honeywell logo. But again, it's just a typical 6150. And these are also my favorite security alarm keypads. Not just in the hardwired, but probably hardwired and wireless combined. This would probably be my favorite one, the Honeywell 6150. Love these keypads. These are fine too, they just have a dated look to them. We'll go over here, ADT's version of the 6150. I just have the cover off. It came with the cover. My cousins gave it to me. I just took the cover off because I think it just looks kind of cool without it. Plus, again, because I don't have the batteries, sometimes it'll go into trouble, so it's easy to just come and simply... click pound and not have to deal with the cover or anything. Coming on down, we have the 2 fire zones, the pull stations. On the left, we have an EST SIGA, and on the right, we have a Simplex T-bar. Coming down, we have this switch. This is acting as the door, and if we flip it, and that is one thing I changed. I changed it from saying front door to saying back door. So yeah, I changed it from front door to back door. So that's acting as our door. Coming on down, we have the Safe Pass, which I will demonstrate at the end of the video. You can use that to arm or disarm the system or silence it. You can't reset using that though. Coming on down, we have the main keypad. This is the primary keypad zone, which it should be. And it is also the programming keypad. It is an alphanumeric ADT 6160 VP ADT LP. I'm pretty sure it's the model number. I don't know. But, and this has the voice, so if we hit...
Disarmed. Ready to arm.
As you can see, we have a voice. You can press it again.
Low battery.
And it tells you about the low battery. You can also leave and record messages on here. In fact, I can show you that now. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. This is Kemp Allen with KBA Electrical. And as you can see, the message light flashes. And if you come into the house, you can see there's a message. Now if we hit #03. Testing, testing, 1, 2, 3, testing, testing. This is Kemp Allen with KBA Electrical. So that's pretty cool. Over here, of course, is just a communicator box. We won't worry about that in this video. Here we have a Wave 2 siren made by Residio. Not doing anything. And up here we have our power supply for the whole system. Now, we've gone over the whole system. Let's get to testing. I think we'll start off our test by pulling one of the fire zones and testing the fire portion of the system. And I think for that, we will pull the simplex T-bar. So let's hit it in 3, 2, 1.
Fire alarm. First zone. Fire alarm.
This is so loud.
Fire alarm. First zone.
As you can see, I do have them labeled by zones. So we're just going to silence it. We won't reset because we're going to activate this guy. So we can just silence it by pressing off. And now we'll go ahead and activate the EST SIGA.
Fire alarm. Second zone.
There we go.
Fire alarm. First zone. Fire alarm. First zone. Fire alarm. Second zone.
Silence and go ahead and reset it. There we go. We can open that, and that springs back up. Again, simplex 2099 9754. We'll reset this guy. Flip that to normal. Hook our lever back up. Reset this guy. Put him back in there. There we go. Alright, now we can go ahead and reset the system. And we'll have to do it again for... And I think we got it reset. Yeah, we're good. Alright. Now, let's move over to the police side of the system, which obviously is the main focus of the system, as it is a security system. But to start our testing, I think we should just activate a panic button, the police panic button. And I think we'll do this one right here. So let's hit it. Again, I like the way these keypads are because the panic buttons are exposed. I just think that's nice. And for this, all we literally have to do is just press and hold it. So let's do it.
Alarm zone 99.
honestly
Alarm.
pretty unbearable, to be honest.
9.
We'll go ahead and disarm with this keypad.
9.
Goodness. Told y'all that was loud. It's loud at least for me. Enter our code again to reset it.
Disarmed. Ready to arm.
Alright, now let's go ahead and arm it to instant. So, code, instant.
Armed. Stay. Instant. Armed. Stay. Instant.
Alright, we can go ahead and open the back door.
Alarm. Back door.
Back door.
Alarm. Back door.
Back door.
Alarm. Back door.
We'll disarm with the 6150.
Disarmed. Not ready to arm. Disarmed. Ready to arm.
Alright, now let's do probably the most realistic scenario of all. Away mode. And to do that, we're going to be doing it in the dark. So let's go ahead and arm to away. Again, this is probably the most realistic scenario because you're probably arming it to away more than anything, most likely. So we'll arm to away using the 6150. Probably like, Kemp, why can't you just hit pound 2 for away? It doesn't do anything. I have that disabled. And honestly, I think that is one of those features that just should be disabled, because especially if you have this in a business, because it's going to be too bad if a kid or some dumb teenager knows of that, comes into, and most of the time in a lot of small little businesses, like little businesses in shopping centers, keypads will be installed right by the front door. And a kid could just run in there, click pound 2 or pound 7, run out, and then someone moves in the back room and sets off the motion, and there you go, you got the police on the way. So that's just one of those things. I think it's better if it's off. But anyway, enough about that. Let's arm to away.
Armed. Away. Exit now.
Oh.
Armed. Away.
We are now armed away. Let's go ahead and open the back door.
Disarm system now.
disarm with this keypad.
Disarmed. Not ready to arm. Disarmed. Ready to arm.
But before we do our last test and demonstrate the safe pass, we have one panic button we haven't tested yet, and that is the fire panic button. So let's go ahead and do that now. We'll do that using the fire panic button on the 6150. Let's do it.
Fire zone 95. Fire zone 95.
Alright, we can reset it. For our last test, we'll demonstrate the safe pass, disarming the system. And since we haven't armed to stay yet, we'll do that now. And we actually have a function key programmed for stay. So if we open this guy back up, we can see right here, this button arms it to stay. Let's go ahead and arm to stay.
Armed. Stay. Armed. Stay.
Alright, we are now armed to stay. Let's open the back door.
Disarm system now.
So if we take our safe pass here, this is what it looks like. It just looks like a regular key fob. Right here where that safe pass icon is, all we have to do is tap it and it'll disarm. So, let's do it.
Disarmed. Ready to arm.
Now, we're all done with our testing, but like I said earlier, I'll go ahead and just demonstrate the walk test feature. We definitely don't need to do it now since we've tested everything, but I'll just demonstrate to you how you can go about doing that. So, basically all we have to do is just open our keypad, enter our code, and press 5 for tests. And this is definitely easier to do if you have one of these keypads. You can put it in walk test using these, but it's definitely easier if you have one of these. Okay, as you can see, we are in walk test. We have two options. One is dial, 0 is walk. At this point, we're going to want to hit 0. And it says test in progress, as you can see. So now we can begin to testing our devices.
Fault. Back door.
As you can see, the test light is on up there. And it'll beep every few seconds to let you know that it's in test mode. I guess we can do an inspector's test of the full stations and do it the way inspectors would. This is doing that to let me know it's in test mode.
Fire. Check.
Okay. I think it's saying check just in case, like there was actually a fire going on. I think that's why it says check. Do this guy. Hold this. This is kind of awkward.
Fire. Check.
This pull station's broken, so it likes to come off the hinge pretty easily. We can try this, but I think it just puts it into alarm.
Fire. Check.
Okay. Start with these, I guess.
Fire. Check.
Alright, over to this guy.
Fire check.
Alright, and that should have everything tested. We can scroll through the points. We have, goodness gracious, can the screen please stay lit? What on earth? I actually think we can do it up here too. Let's see. Yeah, 895 to 895. Okay, I guess it just shows the fire ones since it says check. Guess in case it was an actual fire. Alright, to end walk tests, I literally think all we have to do is just type in our code and press off. Okay. Alright, there we go. As you can see, the test light goes off. Alright. We are now out of walk tests. As you can see, everything is back to normal. Alright guys, and that was a full system test plus a walk test of the ADT, I'm going to call it Impasa, the ADT Safewatch system. Hope y'all enjoyed. If you did, drop a like, and comments or questions, just drop them down below. If you enjoy my channel, please consider subscribing. Alright guys, that's the video. That'll be it. Thanks for watching.